since 2020, and how has the journey been?
Yeah, the journey is trash. Don't do it, kids. don't do entrepreneurship, kids.
We don't promote here. We don't promote that here. We promote the spirit of entrepreneurship. Yeah, so,
the journey is hard, man. No, jokes aside, you should do it.
Sure.
It's a very tough industry. The food industry is a very regulated industry. There's so many red tapes that one needs to pass through. I guess everybody, when we tap into entrepreneurship, we just see the beauty of it or the face value of it, because people tend to romanticize entrepreneurship, and it's absolutely nothing like that. It's hard here. So obviously, up until this point, as you see the product now,
sure.
It's been self-funded. I haven't been funded by anyone. It's out of my pocket, but I still need funding. Anyone who's got funding.
It's every boy's line, then no one can stop me. When I jump, you just run it for me. And don't I see you gotta know this. Bang, bro. It's every boy's line, then no one can stop me.
Away guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you already know, it's Cat here. We bring you the freshest entrepreneur in the hood. We hurricane lately as time, because we are back a hurricane, having Khauhelo Lefako, who is the founder of Moghurt, which is a dairy product. Now we are born Alana, you're the Moghurt, Khauhelo is the founder and CEO, which is 100% black owned business airline cars. So Khauhelo, great from that.
I'm 90.
Sweet influence. You're one very long time.
I'm at East. There's the time for rains, time for refreshments, and time for placing. So rains are a sign of placing and stuff. Sure.
Sweet. So as you can see, Khauhelo today, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you are receiving subscriber, as you know, man, we always bring the fresh content. So guys, Khauhelo, because the brand was established in 2020.
Yeah.
I understand. Why 2020?
So I mean, due to circumstances, is fine.
Sure.
By profession, I'm a project manager by profession.
Okay.
Sure. Kumar.
Okay.
Yeah. And then attended high school, Germiston High.
Sure.
After that, obviously went to tertiary, started IT, CTI College. Then graduated after that, and then Spanish push IT project manager for about 7 years. And then 2020 happened. Our good friend COVID-19 came through. Lost a job. Had to find means to make an income. And Spanish business was still pretty much dry at that time. So I was like, it's challenging, push something in the meantime, just to have an income. And that time, immediately be pregnant, and obviously I had a wife to feed and the young legs to also take care of. So to answer your question, it was just due to circumstances. It was not something that I dreamt of being an entrepreneur. It's something in my circumstances that pushed me to get here. And so from 2020 up until now, we're still here. So I'm not going back to 9 to 5 anytime soon. So I decided I'm already in it. Let me just push up until now.
So ever since 2020, and how has the journey been?
The journey is trash. Don't do it, kids. Don't do entrepreneurship, kids.
We don't promote here. We don't promote that here. We promote the spirit of entrepreneurship.
The journey is hard, man. No, jokes aside, you should do it.
Sure.
It's a very tough industry. The food industry is a very regulated industry. There's so many red tapes that one needs to pass through. I guess everybody, when we tap into entrepreneurship, we just see the beauty of it or the face value of it, because people tend to romanticize entrepreneurship, and it's absolutely nothing like that. It's hard here. So obviously, up until this point, as you see the product now, It's been self-funded. I haven't been funded by anyone. It's out of my
Out
of my pocket, but I still need funding. Anyone who's got funding, please come through.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, so the biggest challenge has been that in terms of the funding and obviously trying to penetrate the markets due to the regulations are corner.
Sure.
It's kind of hard, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
definitely.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
So,
Yeah.
no, Osho, mina ide go to show man you are not funded. Why do all aspiring entrepreneurs always talk about funding when it comes to a business now? Because you ask someone why don't you build a business on this? Then you tell them it's funding, I need capital. Why do you think my entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess in it you need to start with the little that you have.
Sure.
Before you go to even ask for funding. Look, I'm asking for funding now because singing and I can see what are the restrictions and what are the limitations for me to go, on a bigger, larger scale.
Sure.
I could do it myself, but it's going to take years of years due to those regulations that are in the industry.
Sure.
But for anyone who wants to start, I always say start with your own money, start with your own investment, take your own financial risks. Before anybody comes in to actually put some risk into your business, you must actually show track which you've also taken the initiative of taking financial risk within your business. I mean, imali is needed for any business for it to, reach its optimal level.
Sure.
For it to be able to reach the ceiling that it needs to reach.
Sure.
Again, yeah, it's very imperative to find impact. However, I always say start with the little that you have up until you see what's okay now. I need more financial assistance to push yourself to go on a higher level. So yeah, why they need funding? We need funding to grow, but you need funding also to start. And I always say start with your little money. Yeah.
Because especially like us, the food, yes, funding.
Yeah.
But mind you, I'm sure now you didn't have all savings or whatsoever. Just took the money that you have and you started your own business.
And I just ran with this. Yeah.
Because registering is like 175.
Yeah.
And then you have a business.
Yeah.
And the business is color.
Yeah.
After so registering.
Yeah.
After so registered business. Yeah,
just the formality.
Just the formality.
Yeah, sure.
But then the business starts when you go out there and make the decisions that may and each and every day.
I think people romanticize entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And they forget that once you get into here, you have to downgrade your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Things are not going to be the same anymore. In fact, the normal things that you used to do is quite going to change. So I think people still want to enter entrepreneurship and still think other play the lifestyle that I played up before. But it's like a baby, man. E-business is like a baby. It has a whole lot of needs, and it demands a lot. Demands a lot of your time, demands a lot of your money. So mentally, maybe be ready for that play. Which things are not going to change immediately. You're not going to see the results immediately. You just need to keep on pushing and sacrifice a lot. So so people must just be aware of that. Which once you enter the space, things change for a certain period of time. But after it's longer, you go back and you build. Because at the end of the day, that's why we started spinning up. Yeah.
And when you so well spoken.
Yeah.
Let's say you like
yeah, no, I'm getting the idea. Get you vested high. So
yeah. And how was it like growing up, bro?
Yeah, so growing up, it's normal, but but I'm more reserved. Yeah, I'd say I live more in my own space.
Sure.
But it's always been that thing with him because I've been somewhat of an introvert.
Sure.
I couldn't connect that much with the money guys. So no more I can slap no. As much as in a product, that most people don't know me because I hardly interact that much with that cool. Because I'm always into my own space.
Sure.
But nonetheless, we guys we grew up and we're still here and we're still growing up. Sure.
And the money is So manje le nto le kodwa ukuyisho manje ayi-contradict the thing yokuthi wena you are the salesperson of the old business.
Yeah.
And noma usho ukuthi introvert. Mase kumele uphume laphaya.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
Yeah, so I'm an introvert extrovert. So what that means is that when I'm in my own space, I need my own space. Like Monse Kai.
Sure.
Yeah, I need my own space, and I huddle in the little corner of and just sit, and I'm comfortable in that.
Sure.
But when it comes to talking, like right now,
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert in that sense. But when it comes to Abangani and the friends that I make, obviously I'm very selective in that sense because they are more in a personal space. But when it comes to business, when I have to do sales, I don't know.
Very hard.
Full on sales pitch, sales person.
Chief of sales.
Okay.
Because I remember that actually the first time I actually met you, it was when Mahosta
Yes.
in this very
Yes. Shout out to Bulelani.
Yeah, shout out to Bulelani. Yeah, I've been trying to get Bulelani.
Yeah.
Guys, a very busy guy, I understand. But yeah, hopefully one day will around, you understand?
Sure.
So, yeah, we shall make me tea now. So,
Sure.
you know what this Khauhelo. Now using Moghurt. I think I actually tasted
I think I had 2 flavors as
Flavors
well.
in the-
Orange and mango peach.
mango peach.
Yeah,
you understand?
yeah.
I think mango peach because I already I need time for the OG.
Yeah.
For the mango peach.
Yeah.
This is the ish.
Yeah.
This is the ish.
Thank you.
Understand? Yeah.
Thank you,
So
sure.
seeing a brand name, especially like us, like what is this old boy now with you? Like out here.
Sure.
Can't yini lengaka like oyenzile wena it's different from abanye abantu because the juice
Yeah.
you understand
Yeah.
the juice yeah you shop it
Yeah.
really it's different from the other juice yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if you get the question
Yeah.
but then what's such different from other brands
Oh, the other brands. So, look, I mean, the story behind the Moghurt Dairy Blend in itself sets apart. Like I said, it was built through the circumstances at that point in time, and the name itself, it's named after my son. So Moghurt is actually my son's name, Mohau, and yogurt. I was selling yogurt, and so
yogurt yamuha
yeah, I did yogurt Mohau.
Yeah.
So that's how Moghurt came into play. And so it's more of a the story behind is like even though circumstances were not good at that point in time, I found a way to prevail and find a way to actually fight through the obstacles and to create a brand for my kids, to create a generational wealth for my kids, to create an empire for my kids, and to also leave a legacy for the Lefako family once I'm late, once in a certain clubbing. So the story behind it is that through any circumstances we can make it through. So in a storytelling perspective, it's more relative to a lot of Amajita Sekas, Spani, or even the sisters Spani who have no hope, who have no drive in that sense of trying to push because this is the zone game. Everything's just looking bad at this point in time. But for me, my brand is that sense of hope and sense of inspiration that out of it all, you can still thrive. So that's in the branding perspective. In terms of the ingredients and the product itself, so we are a dairy blend juice. And based on our competitors, who's the #1 in the market, Tropica. Our ingredients are mixed so well that the ingredients never split. So we've seen with our competitors, the ingredients are in the shelf, the ingredients split. So this one in Iceland is forever, it will never ever split.
So when you say split, like so 1 a month.
Yeah, so 1 a month So this mine never does that. Secondly, the sugar content, because we are so aware of the sugar content and the health issues of sugar. So we've taken the initiative or taken the decision to say we're going to reduce the sugar, which is way less than what our competitor is. And most importantly, beyond just that, also it's more cost effective as opposed to our competitors as well. So we're not cheap, but we are affordable.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely are affordable because I'm going to be this power. Yeah, more than 9 shillings now, but
That's all.
more than shillings.
Then you got yeah, sure.
No, you're right, video. It sounds like I have so many questions.
Go ahead, dog. Shoot. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I understand. So, mind you, I'm telling you, like, when it comes to the employee, how many staff do you currently have?
So currently, I'm the Jomoson of the business.
Okay.
Yeah, I drive, I cook, I clean, I interview, I sales.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a one-man show.
Yeah.
Solely because, again, I am aiming to have employees.
Sure.
This year. I've been trying to get people. I've had people, but it didn't work out. So I thought, for now, let me continue push it really up until it's stable. Because eventually I need to get out of the factory and let people run it while I do other things as well. And yeah, but the aim is to have employees by this year. But for now, I'm the Jomo Sono.
One man show.
Yeah, one man show. Even when tea here, when you ordered, you were drinking,
you were there.
I was there, but I was
serving. Because manje bengazi bengakusho ukuthi mina kuja wathora ukuthi abajita like abasebenza la.
I was sure.
On that very same day when I started like following Amalere, I think I follow again the same day.
Sure.
Because the podcast like I think it's in one episode. When I end the episode.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah, sure.
Finish the pile, you know, we networking session.
Sure.
I started like, going out there and follow up in the pile.
Sure.
What deal with your podcast? But no, me, but don't
and here we are.
Yeah,
Sure.
So, I love what you are pushing Moghurt one man, you understand? And when kona ida kona ini podcast ni mame. Somewhere in unpopular opinion or something.
Yeah.
It talks about running the show full work, because we see we manage with employee, treat you are everything in one. You understand? And imagine you doing that, you have to manage to develop and characters within yourself.
True.
You need to have the character with man your boss.
True.
Managing employee, managing your command, the strategy. You understand? And when we want to character now, you be character one and see. You are in Zala little old man.
Yeah, what a question, eh?
Because you need to pull up maybe with strong call.
Yeah, sure. Look, I'm a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I'm a jack of all trades in that sense. Which even production as well. When I'm producing the juice, I'm so strict on how I even handle the product itself.
Sure.
In terms of, even arriving at work, I arrive at work on time. I make sure I'm there on time. When I handle the product itself, I ensure I was clean to perfection.
Sure.
Because I'm in Stilangogu, so I need to make sure the place is clean. How I even, package the product, I'm very strict on how it looks. So being a worker in the factory, I'm that guy.
Sure.
If I was an employee, I'll be a great manager in that sense. And also, even the cleaning, man, I'm the best cleaner. I clean up corner to corner. I'm very, very, very strict in that sense as well. Even CEO levels, but I mean CEO, to get to a CEO level, I mean there's certain things that you need to equip yourself with, and knowledge that you need to have. I think there are certain things that I'm still lacking there, because I'm still learning this journey and this venture. Hence the reason why I do have mentors that I speak to. Shout out to Date Shabalala, who owns the Funeral Parlor, TT Funeral Services. Shout out to Sipom Tembu, who's the chairperson of Family Tree Holdings. Shout out to a whole lot of guys also that I'm working around with, fellow entrepreneurs as well. When we engage and we talk and you just see how these people carry themselves. I mean, I'm also part of an association called EBC, Ekurhuleni Business Collaboration, which is in essence a collaboration of businesses as a guys, people who are in the same industry, but obviously abanye benza ama detergents, hair products, I'm doing juice, I'm doing fashion. But you can see how people carry themselves. I mean, there's one lady, Udi Chaba, who runs High Green detergents. Now that lady is like a force.
Yeah.
Like the way she questions and the way she runs her business and how strict she is, you know. So you learn those type of characters from other people as well. So yeah, I mean, in back to that question, which one I'm strong at? Currently, production untouchable, cleaning untouchable, sales also untouchable.
Yeah.
But in terms of the CEO type of thing, yeah, I'm still learning. That's a journey. That's a journey. Because it's tough. You need to, you're dealing with big boys there, so you need to up your game.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Eli, when it comes to what is this? Wow, the question about it. Okay, you mentioned it was like
Can I have a sip?
No.
Yeah,
Most
sure.
def,
Now
most
put some
def.
tongue, and
Most def.
you can also have a sip.
Ne? Oh.
Don't die of thirst.
Yeah. You know about cool man, IT.
Yeah.
While growing up, shy IT. So it's like I understand why deviating like all of a sudden. Why was I finished this man? Like why was I just like any other average? Because having to step out of the comfort zone, with him, I'm fully Westpan. Like it takes more than an average person to do that. So it tells you so much, which you are not just average.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Again, it was a circumstantial thing, so it was never something I wanted to get into in terms of entrepreneurship. I was just at that point in time, I was just a normal person over that I see. It things about myself in the meantime while I'm still looking for a job, because I didn't just leave and this one says I pay. So I was like, okay, things are me in the meantime. To the maninyana, I'm feeling pot, I'm feeling going pot, I'm not feeling pot, I'm feeling sing, I'm feeling. So it was never a thing of I wanted to create this factory, this empire, employ people, type of Sundays. But it's cut my sister because or you go to a job, you want to feed in this environment.
Sure.
Because now I'm fair to in as much as yes, I've got 7 years of experience. I know now environment and even though yes, the circumstances it's not good in terms of but I'll still choose like which space I will win in. I've went through everything. Now I know which I can select which one I like. So yeah, speaking the job interviews, but we're not where I wanted to be. For mental health is also something that people take for granted as well. So I was like, it's cool until something in it under you there.
Sure.
And unfortunately or fortunately, nothing came through. And then I kept on pushing. So and up until I figured this Kathleen, let me just concentrate on this and let me see who thing is it's been a journey. I think it's been a journey, a nice journey that sometimes you want to give up and go back and being an average Joe. But you keep on finding ways. You always find the light somewhere. That's the role of an entrepreneur.
Sure.
But you need to always find some sort of light, and you need to embrace that little light, because that's the one thing that can drive you. Yeah.
So you mentioned the mental state, mental health.
Yeah.
Unomuntu osipanayo someone out there. It's a shitty job. Akayifuni maybe ufuna ukuthola something yakhe, because I mean Espanyol, like there's negative energy. There's negative energy because for umuntu onjalo, would you recommend them to just quit their job and go start something else, or maybe go find another job? What would you say to someone or little spaceless?
Yeah, I mean, depending on what venue or venture you want to take in, right? I mean, there are people who quit their jobs and go look for another job. But for me, I'll always say don't quit before you get another job. Like, don't quit this having a plan B, you know, whatever it is. So even if you quit and you want to start your own thing, at least save enough, have a plan through it. Yeah, don't just quit and then kaya and then try to. In fact, that's what things Silver Domo was saying. Never ever quit your job if there is no plan B. You cannot. It's gonna be more frustrating because once you leave that, you must remember this party in spite of it's dark and it's frustrating. The uppers, I mean, you've got the monthly salary, you know, things are humbuck salary. So, you know, it becomes a total different story once you get out of that stage, and once you start realizing with you. You give it takes its money, and you know you need that money as well. So each and everything is cost. So for me, if you are in the situation where you feel like you're unhappy, look, start looking for a job, but don't quit the job yet up until unless when it's really toxic. So where now you're having anxiety, you have a panic attack. Then I mean that's when you can quit. But for now, I'll just say look for a plan B, look for a job. Up until that's secured, then you can leave. And if you want to jump into the entrepreneur space, do your research, use those facilities as themselves, use their phones.
Use their everything.
Use their printing, use their whatever. And then so as with at least, you know, I mean, there's this other guy that I deliver on his part of shop. I deliver my product is sold. He used to work at KFC. And you know he used to have one shop, now he's got two, and now when I spoke to him last week he's got three. Now he's quitting his job because he said
he's still working at KFC.
He's still working at KFC, and he said, listen, I'm gonna build, and his shops is one of the best shops I go to in terms of the standards. Clean, fully packed, professional, just up here. You just down the road. So his shops are just super clean. The stuff is impeccable. And so Mangsang and I last week was like, it's too much. I can't handle both, and I need to be hands-on. So to a certain extent, you need to be hands-on. But so it's always, we always need to have a plan before you do anything.
Okay, we are speaking now for more.
Sure.
Speaking more because Khauhelo is like born, he's a more with okay. We are getting to know Khauhelo. So mind you, when you look at so you must have no part with the much open mind. So the most challenging part of what we hear. Because those are like most entrepreneurs would say, it's not easy to one product a shelf fee. I understand. Like, what was the most challenging thing about getting a product on the shelf? And please advise anybody else what route to take to find out one product on the shelf.
So I think the biggest challenge is obviously like any product that comes in the market, people are very skeptical. I mean, Moghurt is not the only juice out there. There are thousands of juices out there. I only discovered that when I was inside. There are thousands and thousands of juices, and many shop owners are very skeptical in taking new products, mainly because it's a new product. Chances are it's not going to succeed, and chances are it's not going to push how they expect it to push. So you always need to come into that space with the confidence, because one people think, yes, the number one juice, and I'm sure they hear that story all the time. But for me, it was that thing of, okay, take the product, right? You don't have to pay me now. Pay me once you start to pay it. Then it puts pressure under me to ensure it's a pay that my share. So what that means that I need to be active on the social media platforms and be active and announce with
I mean, that was a good value proposition. Imagine saying, take my product.
Take it, then let's see how it works. And that's how I built it. Honestly, everybody's been on that thing of it. Okay, let's see how it moves. And to their surprise, and to their shock, guy.
It's been moving.
Get hard,
It's been
sure.
moving.
Get hard, get hard.
Yeah, it is been moving. Yeah. So baby, like you believe in it, I'm sure it's not easy. Like,
Definitely not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy. And I think, again, that's why I always say, speaking to the other James who are also doing the podcasts. All right, making noise. Sorry about that.
Hello. Please.
Bad. Part of podcast.
Just try now.
It does there.
So so you were saying, sure.
Where was I? Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't romanticize the entrepreneurship. It's very hard and it's very challenging. I was speaking to another gentleman as well who was doing a podcast, who was on the podcast as well last week.
Sure.
And I was telling him, and I said, like, we have a duty as entrepreneurs and as you broadcasters to now start educating people about entrepreneurship and not just entertainment and sex, booties and stuff. I mean, I know everybody likes to take that route because it's an easier route, but we've got a responsibility to showcase the real work that's required, and that's what I'm going to do with Moghurt. I'm not just going to show the glam. I want to show the work behind it. I want to enlighten people with, there's so much work that needs to be done that needs your hands to also pull through and not just depend on government. The government needs our assistance as well to play our part. I think at this point in time, everybody needs to play their part, being out of Sekasi, out of Sokoneni, we all need to now start thinking differently in how we do things, because the time is now for us to work. Otherwise things are just gonna go haywire.
True.
So it's not easy at all. Most of people babona abantu bafika like a hurricane namabhima and all that, which is good. But you don't know the work that goes behind that, and I don't want people just to focus on the glitz and the glam of it and forget Uti. For you to get to that level, there's a lot of work, lots of work that goes in it.
Sure.
And people should just, the internet is not just for WhatsApps and just stalking people to hambang and stuff like that. The internet is actually our oyster, where you can get really much everything, where you can connect with anyone, really, I mean, I've had, like for yourself, you found me on the net, or you found me I mean, I've also had stakeholders that came through who found me on the net. ET itself, I found T on the net, and then we've created this relationship with T. In fact, they even hooked me up for a Proudly South Africa conference that's happening on Monday. They got me space as well. So it's very imperative, by the way, to also network. In as much as yes, the internet is there, but it's also important to network and just everything that you do. Time is of essence in business. So how you spend it is very important as well. So it's not easy, but it'll become easier as soon as you embody yourself with the right people.
With the right people, having the connections, with the right minded people. And even I'm same space with them, like same training now.
Sure.
So mind it, the Moghurt like is juice, yogurt.
So we is that a sign, bro?
No.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. All right. So when we started off by taking some yogurt, right?
Sure.
But I was not producing with yogurt at that point in time. I used to resell. Just to take you back, so we used to resell. So everybody is.
So you're reselling other brands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Reselling other brands. So with everybody selling the same brand that I was selling, I was like, the hell with that. I'll put my own brand on that yogurt.
Put your own name.
Yeah, my own name. And that's how the name Moghurt came into play. And then I started not liking the texture of that yogurt that I was selling.
Was it because so is very cool or but because at the first time was in
Yeah, the first time I used it, it was nice.
Yeah.
But as soon as I went into doing research on my yogurt,
Yeah.
I started to see that actually this is not the yogurt I want to bring in the market. I had met up with a company called Dynamical Food Ingredients. They are the guys that help me with the ingredients and stuff like that. And they were just taking me to the bank for this with dairy products and the different ingredients and stuff like that. So the more I saw, would say, okay, this is the type of yogurt I really want to do in terms of, I'm not just saying it better in terms of tasting the different yogurts. Yeah, I know quality now. I know. Yeah. This one is trash. This one is. this is quality.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to do that type of yogurt to introduce in the market for my people. But the biggest challenge was machinery, going back to NWA Capital.
Sure.
And also load shedding was a bit of a problem because for you to produce yogurt you need stable electricity. Yeah, so electricity was not working out at the point in time, plus machinery. So I was like, let me put it on hold at that point in time. As soon as I'm ready. But because I've always wanted to keep the brand Moghurt alive, up until I go back to the yogurt stands, we created another brand called the product called the Moghurt Creamy Bar, which is in essence the ice cream dessert. So we used to sell that at that was in 2020, but we had to put it on hold due to our lockdown restrictions. So we couldn't then see it, and we did a base value. So I was like, hey, it's not working. Then that's how we created the Dairy Blend juice. So currently this is our main product that we're pushing under our stable, but we will be going back to yogurt. Yeah. It has to be there. So obviously there'll be more products coming through. We're launching our water brand. This is after my daughter. It's called Moghurt. Yeah, Moghurt water, because water is wealth and water is just success. It enriches the body, you know. Yeah, you know what I mean? Your Moghurt. So yeah, we'll be launching that very soon. There's also other more products that are coming in, but I don't want to shoot myself in the shoot right now. But and obviously, it's cut Masisi. I mean, like in the long run, will be a full-on fledged dairy company with Amazi, BC, and all that stuff. But right now, let me just do things that I can control right now, and which is the juice.
I can already imagine this is a full Amazi.
Dog.
This is a full Moghurt Amazi.
Dog.
This is a full Amazi.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the double cheese and all that stuff. Yeah. So.
And mind you, like you're almost like lettuce in a year because mind you, if to build a value chain like us in a year,
possible.
Value creation, it's very much possible.
Possible.
There's other brands that are the local. Since the brand, since Moghurt, connect and local, it's a sales element. You understand? Yeah. And we can definitely create that.
Yeah, and I think also the collaboration is very key. You know, most people, but I mean, there's this other guy now. We are competitors, but we are brothers. In the same thing. So he does the same thing that I'm doing. But we talk every day, just changing ideas, see how we can plug each other, how we can, you know, also create that network. How we can among short and hard okay, you know. So as that thing, at the end of the day, yes, we'll compete in terms of marketing, we'll compete in terms of sales, but behind the scenes, we chilled.
Yeah, I was having a very good conversation with the other guy who was interviewing.
Yeah.
And you know, he saw his competitors as competitors.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, like those are your brothers.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I remember dog. I didn't know. Like no. Those people. What directly?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Don't you think it would be great? Imagine having so you're now apparel.
Okay.
Apparel play beta.
Okay.
Understand? I was like, dog, collaborate with Scotty, collaborate with Combo Africa, with Fade. I think a woman the dog. Imagine having Combo Africa, in Scotty in like in Taiwan. You know, bigger this big brand, I would Louis Vuitton, I would Nike, I would collaborate. This brand,
but that's how and the thing is, people want to protect their business, and I mean, you're not inventing anything.
You're not inventing.
You just.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it was invention. But I mean, I mean, it's just how we tweak it and how we personalize it.
Yeah.
But he will learn.
Yeah, so when you get so Udo, Khauhelo utholakala va, uyangena, so utholakala kuphi any so platform wakho utholakala kuwo, uyangena.
Yeah.
Utholakala kuwo.
So Facebook, Moghurt_lifestyle, Instagram Moghurt_lifestyle, Facebook. Okay, those are my business pages. Personal on Facebook, Khauhelo Moghurt Lefako.
Also, ngoba ngithi Khauhelo ngibiza wona. You think it speak?
Yeah, so Khauhelo so yeah, Khauhelo still pronounced the same, but with an H, so it's KH.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo sokukhuluma kangaka ngoba embarrassed.
Yeah, so it's Khauhelo Lefako on Twitter. It's Khauhelo Lefako. On TikTok, hey, I'm still learning that one. Hey, I'm still learning that one, but yeah, we're still there. Moghurt_lifestyle. Yeah.
Sweet. And mind what would you say to aspiring entrepreneurs when we see you every day? When you feel like, yeah, I don't know what. This guy is an inspiration to the youth.
Yeah.
What would you say to that guy?
First of all, don't get into entrepreneurship. I'm kidding. Well, for me, you know what's the thing too? I've always said there's every time when people ask me this question, I'd rather speak to someone who's already into it, who's already started. Because the ones who are still thinking, they're not sure. Yeah, you know, and it means they still have the luxury of time in that sense. I'd rather speak to someone who's already taken the plunge, somebody who's already jumped off and taken that decision, which was about entrepreneur. And I'd rather motivate that person because, you know, once you take the plunge, you are more now worried about how you're going to survive and how the landing is going to be. And sometimes people want to give up in that sense. So I'd rather speak to those people because those are the people who've jumped. And it may seem dark right now. It may seem like it's not working out at this point in time. And most of us, in the sense of which is quit, it's not necessarily the business itself that's making us quit. It's the noise around us. And when I say noise, I'm even talking about noise within your family. You know as well. You know. And now you start doubting yourself and start doubting the business itself. So for me, to those people, I'll say just filter out the noise, filter out that noise. Remember why you started the business. Remember, start with your why are you doing this, and focus on that, because noise is everywhere. Noise will continue to be there.
Even if you are successful.
Even if you are successful, even if you made it,
the noise will still be there.
The noise will still be there. I would like you guys just to focus on that. And as dark as it is, trust it's gonna be beautiful at the end.
Dope. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? I feel like I'm because I'm full and I'm going to myself. Angibuzanga le nto.
No, dog, we went through the
Covered
journey.
everything,
Yeah.
We covered everything. So,
Yeah.
what are the plans here? Take us through the next 2-3 years, or
Yeah.
maybe to 5 years.
So we'll be moving into a new manufacturing hub.
Okay.
So this is, remember when I told you that we are in a highly regulated space.
Sure.
So I need to move out of my current space into more food approved space.
Okay.
So we'll be moving in a couple of months. Shout out to Family Tree. They're working in partnership.
Family tree.
Family Tree Holdings, not like a Casper Invest.
Those two. I'm like, hey, my daughter.
Not like a Casper Invest. Family Tree Holdings.
Yeah.
They're working in partnership with government.
Okay.
Department of Economic Development. They are helping township manufacturers, obviously, to start implementing the Township Economy Bill or Township Economy Act. So one of their ways of assisting us beyond just incubation, they're also moving us and putting us in proper professional space.
Sure.
So we'll be moving out very soon. And obviously within that year, I think it's a 2-year incubation. We'll be learning a lot. We'll be learning. Dog, like for me, now I'm now taking this thing to be more professional and to be accessible everywhere. Not just e-puzzle shop. In as much as e-puzzle shop is where the money is, never underestimate e-puzzle shop.
Sure.
E-puzzle shop is where the money is. But I want it to be accessible corner to corner, to everywhere, every shop, every retailer. Just for Gauteng, I want to saturate Gauteng so much, so that even if small food out,
I'm in your face.
I'm in your face. So in the next 5 years, I'll be saturating Gauteng, making sure that the product is accessible.
5 years for Gauteng, I'm seeing national. 5 years, national.
Yeah, look, I mean, for
national.
yeah. Look, I mean, I wanted to see the biggest problem with Abantu, what they do is that they take the little portion here and then they think, okay, so we're successful, then they want to go somewhere else. Logistically, it does not make sense. You need to saturate in that, make sure that you kick ass here, and then logistically it's easy, it runs itself. Then you do the same thing in another area, saturate that place. Logistically, it just flows itself, as opposed to go everywhere. Now you won't see what's happening. So for me, that's why I'm giving myself a good 5 years in making sure we take Gauteng. I kill it. I kill it. Yeah, and then obviously after that, we'll be obviously in conjunction. We'll be introducing our yogurts and other products as well.
Most def. Yo guys, Khauhelo Lefako. She's really strong. She's really strong. He was the IT guy. You understand? So yeah, man. I should grand. You understand? Content I'm fully my seeing a cool because the mind I'm fully seeing a content.
And I think Hurricane
You understand? And I think my from behind.
Shout out to Mr. Hurricane.
No, shout out to Hurricane.
Sure.
For letting us use the space again. I understand. So no guys, it's from me to you guys. Khauhelo, go check him out on his social media pages. If you need anything, maybe advice or guide on social media page, put it down on our I understand. Yeah, no, guys, that's it. From me to you guys.
Too much.
The ambassador of the ghetto. Ambassador says of the ghetto of it too.